Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, BNEWS reporters John Vias, Robert Paris, Manny Shipka, Peter Brown with the weather, and Matt Damasio with sports. Thank you for joining us. There could be some big changes coming to the Burlington Mall. Last week, representatives of Simon Property Group, the company that owns the mall, were at the planning board meeting to discuss a proposed project for the former Sears and Sears Automotive sites. Those properties, once owned independently by Sears, were acquired by Simon's Properties, and they are now looking into ways to redevelop them to better fit the modern mall market. Attorney Mark Vaughn of Reamer and Bronstein, representing Simon Properties, said the biggest change will happen on the first floor of the Sears building. Rather than keeping it as a large single-use retail location, the plan calls for expanding the mall corridor into the existing space and creating numerous small retail and restaurant locations. There's no indication of the number of liquor licenses they might request. Simon Properties is also looking to demolish the auto center and create a 35,000 square foot building for small retail and more restaurant locations. They will also build pedestrian-friendly connection between the two buildings and make improvements to landscaping and green space. One part of the plan calls for the creation of a pocket park where the Sears Garden Center was located. In paperwork filed by the town, Vaughn wrote that Simons is looking to create a mixed-use lifestyle center, providing enhanced visual and shopping variety to its future patrons. Other planned improvements include creating safe pedestrian ways to connect to a new covered bus stop on Mall Road and another bus stop on the mall property. They also plan for a pedestrian walkway from the mall to the district for customers looking to patron both locations. Members of the planning board were receptive to the proposed plans, though they noted many details will need to be worked out in the months ahead, both at the board meetings and with the subcommittee, as well, of course, with the Board of Selectmen. Planning Board member Paul Raymond said he was encouraged that Simon Property Group was planning to invest this heavily in the mall, and that he thought by being proactive to changes in the market, the project will be successful. When asked about the timeline for the project, Vaughn said that if all goes to plan, they hope to demolish the Auto Center building in July and begin construction in early fall. It should also be noted that Simon's Properties has filed an abatement request for the mall property for a rebate for the Sears portion of the mall property for an abatement of taxes over the past 3 years. The Burlington Board of Assessors has requested a $125,000 appropriation from town meeting in order to defend the town's taxation on the property. A bill to raise the age for buying tobacco and nicotine products passed the Massachusetts State House with an overwhelming majority and is now headed to the state Senate. On Wednesday, state representatives voted 146-4 to approve raising the age for purchasing cigarettes and other tobacco and vaping products from 18 to 21. State Rep Ken Gordon, whose district covers Burlington, Bedford, and Precinct 3 in Wilmington, said he had heard from a large number of teenagers in the lead-up to the vote. Young supporters of the bill said they wanted to protect their peers from the dangers of nicotine addiction, something they see spreading through the use of flavored electronic cigarette use, commonly called vaping. Gordon said he was not surprised the bill passed and by such a large majority, calling it a common-sense piece of legislation to protect minors. He said some of the committee-generated statistics showed that rates of addiction is higher when people start using substances at a younger age, and the lasting effects are both fatal and expensive. These include 75% of teen smokers continue into adulthood, 90% of smokers tried smoking before the age of 19, 9,000 people in Massachusetts die each year due to smoking-related illnesses. The state spends $4 billion a year in smoking-related health care costs. Locally, this change in law will not have an effect on businesses. Burlington's Board of Health voted in April to raise the age to buy tobacco and nicotine products to 21 already. Last week, town leaders gathered to break grounds on the new Fire Station 2 project. BNews Director Rich Hosford was there and has this look.
The old Fire Station 2 has been abandoned for temporary quarters down the street, and we've seen the building torn down and the site flattened. Now it is on to the next stage of a project that began 2 years ago when town meeting approved the funds for a new fire station on that side of town. Last week, a group of town leaders came to the site and put shovels in the dirt for a ceremonial groundbreaking. Everyone there was excited about getting the building phase of the project officially started, and we're thankful to all the people who put in many hours of work to get it to this point.
The amount of hours that a lot of people put into preparing or planning this project was tremendous. So anytime we can see something kick off such as this, it's just, it makes your heart, flutter a little bit and saying, wow, progress, So I love seeing this stuff.
Well, it's a long time coming. This is a project we've been trying to get put on the front burner for a long time. So it's, I just want to thank the town, obviously the town administrator, the board of selectmen, ways and means, all, capital budget, town meeting members. They voted for this 2 years ago, and to actually see it come to fruition, it's a long time coming. It was really needed.
A lot of time and thought went into the design of the new station, and those in charge of getting the project done say that when it is complete, it'll be a vital asset for the Middlesex Turnpike side of town.
It's state-of-the-art. Efficient layout. The bays are deep enough to have 2 vehicles and a ladder truck. Now the ladder truck can't get another vehicle behind it, but can get a trailer or something like that behind it. So very much state-of-the-art, efficient design.
As for the timeline, the builders were planning to begin pouring the foundation last week and moving on to further excavating. They hope to start erecting the steel part of the structure in June.
And our goal is to get the building enclosed with a roof and exterior envelope before winter of 2018, so that we can wrap up on the inside during the winter and finish up about this time next year.
And when the new Fire Station 2 does open next year, officials say it will be much better equipped than the old one to handle the quickly growing commercial side of town.
Well, again, as you know, the old fire station was 1971, and it was built for an expansion on this side of town, which has really blossomed over several decades. So again, it was built for that period of time. It certainly outlived its usefulness over the decades, and now it's time to move forward and plan for the future.
Well, if you looked at the property we have, we could really only fit 1 engine in that building, and barely 3 people. So this building will be able to house 5 pieces of equipment if we need to, and house up to 8 firefighters on a full-time basis. So as far as the building, it's one thing, but it's the service we'll be able to provide to this portion of town. We'll have the flexibility to put our firefighters where needed, and to give consideration for ambulance responding closer to when calls are needed on this side of town.
Burlington High School's talented musicians prove they have what it takes in an international competition. The BHS Wind Ensemble, BHS Symphonic Band, and the BHS Combined Chorus traveled to and performed at a competition at Concordia University in Montreal, Canada. As usual, the Burlington students performed well. The Wind Ensemble took home the first place gold medal. Both the Symphonic Band and the Combined Chorus garnered second place finishes. Senior Ellie Yu received a special award when she was awarded the Maestro Award for her piano performance. While in Montreal, the students played in the competition and were judged against other ensembles. Additionally, each ensemble attended a master class at a college in the Montreal area. The band's master classes were held at Vanier College. The chorus classes were held at McGill University. During the trip, the students were also able to do some sightseeing. They visited the Old Montreal, the Basilica of Notre Dame, the 21 Swings exhibit, and other local sites of interest. Congratulations. The Wilmington School District held their 2nd annual Special Olympics, a nonprofit organization helping people with intellectual disabilities. Over 200 kids from Burlington and Wilmington elementary and middle schools competed in this fun-filled day of outdoor activities. BNEWS reporter Robert Parrish was there and files this report.
The Wilmington High Field was filled with students from the Burlington and Wilmington school districts for a fun-filled day of outdoor activities. Last week, Wilmington High School held their 2nd annual Special Olympics. The Special Olympics is a nonprofit organization which helps people with intellectual disabilities through the joys of sports.
We are here for the 2nd annual Special Olympics between Wilmington and Burlington. So this is our 2nd year for our district programs to come here, participate with our students and then their unified partners. We have about 90 students this year participating.
Despite the intense heat, students and teachers enjoyed a variety of activities.
Well, we've all been having a lot of fun. We're all a little hot. It was really warm today, but the kids have been doing everything from soccer to football to relay races, and the adults have been joining in as well.
I spoke to a couple of students who told me about the fun and exciting day they had at the Special Olympics.
We was doing soccer and football, and then we was doing. We was doing we was going to jump and sand.
We were basically just doing a bunch of like obstacles or helping out with our partners, some stuff. And we had really fun, but it was really, really hot. So
Finally, this special event gives all children the opportunity to succeed through the power of teamwork and perseverance.
I just hope that they realize that, to be a great friend, to enjoy, that, everybody has their own strengths and weaknesses, and no matter what, fun trumps it all.
From Wilmington High School, I'm Robert Paris for BNEWS Weekly.
Step up and put your name in to help the town of Burlington. The Board of Selectmen is seeking to fill seats on the Zoning Board of Appeals, which, by the way, is a critical decision-making board in the town of Burlington. Residents seeking to serve their community in a volunteer capacity may contact the Board of Selectmen's office. The purpose of the Zoning Board of Appeals is to hear and decide appeals from an adverse decision of the building inspector or any town board. To make determinations in flood hazard districts, to hear and decide petitions for variances of the zoning bylaw, and to issue comprehensive permits under Mass General Law, Chapter 40B. The Zoning Board of Appeals currently meets the first and third Tuesday of every month. If you wish to be considered for this position, please send a letter of interest, including a resume, and the application at this link. That link is at the Burlington.org site. And send that to Betty McDonough at bmcdonough@burlington.org. The deadline for submitting applications will be 1 p.m. Friday, June 22nd, 2018. Sorry I didn't get that right, Betty. Dancers took to the stage at the Burlington Marriott to see who had what it takes to be this year's winner of Dancing with the Burlington Stars. The annual event is a fundraiser for the Burlington Relay for Life and the American Cancer Society. BNews reporter and high school volunteer Maddie Shipka was there and has a look at the fun.
The ballroom at the Burlington Marriott was hopping with music as dancers took to the floor for the 6th annual Dancing with the Burlington Stars, an event that raises funds to support the Burlington Relay for Life and the American Cancer Society. BCAT high school volunteer Maddie Shipka was there and donned her reporter hat to learn more about the event. I turn it over to her now.
I'm Maddie here at Burlington's Dancing with the Burlington Stars here with Cheryl and Julie. Can you tell us a little bit about this event?
Absolutely. This is our 6th year doing Burlington Dancing with the Stars. We picked 6 local celebrities. We matched them up with professional ballroom partners at the Kadant Studio in Woburn, Massachusetts. Fitz and Kelly own the studio, and they generously donate all their time and all the lessons to the dancers.
So this is a Relay for Life event. How much does it help Relay for Life?
It's probably the biggest fundraiser like that. So Julie and I do it, although we're the chair people of the event, we're also on teams, so we divide the money up amongst our teams. We also had a lot of team participation here tonight, so we'll share the money with those teams. So it's our most profitable fundraiser.
So what's the importance of Relay for Life as a whole?
As a whole, obviously, Relay for Life, we're trying to knock out cancer, whatever we can do. We have a whole list of things between the 1-800-ACS number. We have so many different things between survivors and people who are going through it. So this is just money that is going to help not only find a cure, but helping people who are in treatment at the time.
Here at the Burlington Dancing with the Stars with Kelly and Fitz, the dance studio sponsors. So can you tell us a little bit about your dance studio?
Sure. So our studio is called Kadance, and we are in our 9th year in business together. We started in Burlington, but we've been in Woburn for the last several years. We're over in West Cummings Park, and we specialize in ballroom and Latin dance instruction, weddings, dance fitness, all the fun stuff.
And how do you think the dancing went tonight?
It went awesome. It went awesome. Actually, it's been 5 years, right? Mm-hmm. But I think this year, every year is special, but this year there's something else about it. The competitors, and then like the theme, and the costumes, everything. It was very special today.
The Burlington community is super, super fun and so passionate about this cause, and it's really a great time every year.
Thanks, Maddie. For BNEWS Weekly, I'm BNEWS Director Rich Hosford.
Oh, to be young, talented, and flexible again. The Burlington Board of Health hosted their community health fair on Saturday, May 5th in the Burlington High School Gymnasium with over 30 exhibitors covering a wide range of health and wellness services for people of all ages. BNews reporter John Vias was there and has this look.
This past Saturday morning, the Burlington Board of Health hosted their annual community health fair in the high school gymnasium. The health fair was sponsored by Leahy Hospital and Medical Center, and there were over 30 vendors covering a wide range of health and wellness services available for people of all ages to discover in their community, including blood pressure, fitness and group exercises, and posture screenings, to name a few.
The purpose of this event is to offer opportunities for the citizens of Burlington to explore different health-related things, such as we have exercise groups here, we have a thing on e-cigarettes, we have fire safety, we have dental health, we have long-term care represented, so there are lots of things that people can come and experience. We hope that they might learn something new about something that they knew nothing about, or something they did know something about, and they could learn more information, such as the importance of sunscreen. It's more what you can take away from it that means the most to you.
And what is the importance of a good health screening?
Health screenings are extremely important because they can give you a clean bill of health, which is always the desirable thing, or they can pick up a situation that is harmful to your health early and get you on the road to having the issue addressed. And this is a good opportunity to get that kind of information.
From the Burlington High School Gymnasium, I'm John Vias for BNews Weekly.
One of Burlington's town meeting precincts is underrepresented. According to a notice from Town Clerk Amy Warfield, there is a vacancy in Precinct 2. Anyone from that precinct who would like to try and fill a vacancy should contact the other town meeting members of that precinct to have their names placed in nomination. The list of active town meeting members is available at the town clerk's office, or you can visit the town's website. There will then be a meeting of the precinct members in attendance to fill that vacancy, and that will be held Wednesday, May 16th at 6:45 p.m. at the Burlington High School Performing Arts Center prior to town meeting. Have your name placed in nomination, then the town meeting members in attendance from that precinct will vote and select a winner. We go now to BCAT weatherman Peter Brown to see what's in store for the week ahead. We'll also check out the community calendar with Maddie Shipka to see what's happening in and around Burlington.
Well, hello everyone, and this is Peter Brown with a look at your weather for the next 7 days. And here we are getting into the second full week of May, and we have beautiful conditions coming up to start out our period. We're going to be starting out Friday now a little bit below average for this time of the year. Temperatures only in the mid-60s, and if you're going to be going anywhere near Boston or anywhere near the seacoast at all, knock about 10 degrees off of those temperatures. We are going to be stuck in mostly an easterly and northeasterly flow coming up the next 7 days. So it's going to be cool by the coast, but nice and warm out here and nice and mild out here in the Burlington area. We're going to be far away from these record highs, but also far away from the record lows. So you don't have to worry about any real chilly weather if you're stepping out early in the morning. And of course, as we get towards the end of the period, look at this. Temperatures really start warming up. We're supposed to see temperatures by the end of the week into the mid-70s. So that's something really nice to look forward to at this time of the year. We are not that far away from summer. And of course, that's evidenced by how long the days are, and they just keep getting longer. Now, as we go ahead, I'm going to show you a little bit about what's going to be going on with our weather for the next 7 days. And this is kind of a little bit of a complicated map. What we're going to be seeing coming up here on Friday is we're going to see a stationary front that's going to be pretty much draped from central Canada all the way out into the Atlantic Ocean. And this boundary is kind of going to be meandering by the Burlington area back and forth over the next 3 or 4 days. So we're going to start out, of course, as we saw on Friday with those temperatures only in the mid-60s. Now, when we get into Saturday, and unfortunately for the start of your weekend, this front's going to drape a little bit further south towards us, and that's going to bring the chance of a little bit more scattered rain showers and maybe some steadier rain as we get towards the evening, with some very cool temperatures, maybe only in the low to mid-50s on Saturday, unfortunately. But once we get by that point, we get into Sunday for Mother's Day, we're going to really see this front actually start to lift back north of us again, and that's going to bring in the partly cloudy and fair skies for a really, really nice Mother's Day. And thereafter, we have just a beautiful week coming up next week. This Bermuda high is going to start to take charge, and we're going to see our temperatures well up into the 70s to perhaps near 80 by the middle of next week. As we go ahead, I'm going to show you a little bit about those temperatures that we just talked about. As you can see here on Friday, starting out with a mix of sun and clouds, and temperatures, again, in the mid-60s. Now, as we get into Saturday here, now the latest, like I said, models really are saying a little bit cooler than this. When we first put our forecast together, it looked like we were going to have temperatures maybe in the mid-60s with some spotty showers. Now it looks like we're going to see more in the terms of some cloudier skies and maybe some steadier rain as we get in towards the afternoon. And temperatures are probably going to get nowhere out of probably the upper 50s. And if you're by the coastline or going into Boston, I wouldn't be surprised to see temperatures stuck around 50 on Saturday. As we get into Sunday, we're going to start out our morning on Mother's Day with a little bit of maybe some clouds, maybe some drizzle left over, but then the sun is going to break out and temperatures are going to rapidly warm up into the upper 60s to maybe near 70. So some beautiful conditions if you're going out and taking mom out for breakfast or for brunch or something like that. Now, as we get, though, into the rest of the week, of course, when we have to go back to work and back to school, look at the beautiful conditions that are going to be setting up. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get into the Tuesday and Wednesday time frame to see temperatures maybe even as high as 80 degrees. So we really have a beautiful stretch of weather coming up after we get by Saturday. So everyone, get out there, enjoy the great weather, and happy Mother's Day to all those moms out in the Burlington area.
I'm Maddie Shipka, and this is your Community Calendar. Come and enjoy some lovely pieces of art. On Friday, May 18th, from 6 to 9 p.m., the Burlington Rotary Club will be having their second annual Burlington Champagne Art Auction at the Hilton Garden Inn on 5 Wheeler Road. It's $30 per person, and everyone is welcome. For tickets, please call Mike at 781-273-0885, Pooja at 248-895-1591, or Ray at 781-221-0018. I caught one! On Saturday, May 19th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Mill Pond Reservoir, the Burlington Parks and Rec Department will be having their 24th annual Family Fishing Festival. Pre-registration is required, but everyone is welcome. For more information and to register, visit burlingtonrecreation.org or call 781-270-1695. Hear the stories from a Boston ballerina. On Saturday, May 19th at 2 p.m., the Burlington Public Library will be having Laura Young come by and talk about her book, Boston Ballerina. The book is about Young's journey and a fascinating account of Boston Ballet's rise from a regional troupe to the internationally recognized company it is today. Everyone is welcome and the event is free. For more information, visit burlington.org or call 781-270-1690. I'm Maddie Shipka, and this has been your Community Calendar.
The Red Devil teams are battling it on the fields, the track, and the diamond this spring sports season. For all the latest action, we go now to BNEWS sports reporter Matt DiMarzio for this week's sports report.
Hey everyone, this is Matt DiMarzio here with your weekly sports report. As the spring sports season starts to make the turn for home, there is plenty of exciting Red Devil news to share. The girls' tennis and softball teams looked poised to capture Middlesex League Freedom Division titles. The tennis ladies have been cruising through their Freedom Division opponents and even defeated a 9-3 Arlington team recently. The softball team suffered only its second loss of the year last week by a 1-0 score against first place Arlington, but rebounded nicely with victories over Lexington and Wakefield. Burlington and its 9-2 record are in first place in the league, behind the pitching of Christina Clark and the consistent hitting throughout the lineup. The boys lacrosse and baseball teams are making solid runs at the state tournament as well. The baseball squad beat Arlington on Monday by a 4-0 score, defeating a Spy Ponder team that handed Lexington a rare loss earlier this season. Josh Becker was terrific on the mound for the Devils in the win. The boys lacrosse team had a 6-6 record heading into its final 6 games, making the math pretty simple for the Devils. The boys must finish with at least 3 wins in the final stretch of games to qualify for the state tournament. In other news, Shawshene Tech will host its 19th annual football clinic from July 23rd to July 26th at Shawshene Tech in Barica. The youth flag football clinic will go from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. and will feature games and competitions. The cost is $125 per athlete. To register, contact football coach at Shawshene Tech Athletic Director Al Costabile at 978-671-3632. The Burlington Athletic Hall of Fame Committee recently announced its 2018 Hall of Fame inductees. The Hall of Fame banquet will be held on Thursday, October 4th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Cafe Escadrille in Burlington. Tickets are $50 and may be purchased at the BHS Athletic Office at Burlington High or by calling 781-273-7077. That's 781-273-7077. And that's all for your weekly sports report. I'm Matt DiMarzio, and we send it back to you guys in the studio.
Another photo to highlight. This week we have a photo of a group of people getting in the morning run for a good cause. It was sent in by Neil Pandit of Neil Pandit Photography and shows the start of the Burlington Education Foundation's 14th annual 5K road race and fun run. The Burlington Education Foundation is a volunteer nonprofit organization that raises money to distribute as grants to Burlington educators to help them fund creative and innovative curriculum enrichment programs. Thanks for the photo, Neil. We'd like to see your photos. It's flower season after all. They could be of something you see around town, the weather outside your own door, or even photos of your family members, friends, and pets. Whatever you think is interesting and would like to share with us and the community. Email your photos to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. Okay, that's it from the news desk here at BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, BNEWS reporters John Vias, Robert Paris, Maddie Shipka, Peter Brown with the weather, and Matt DiMarzio with sports. Thank you for joining us.